Alright, I'm gonna teach you how I stopped playing video games like an addict, because I used to play video games all the time after I get home from school. But now that I've started becoming an adult, I've realized that I can't just play all the time. And the one thing that kicked this all off was that I started getting pissed off that I was building achievements in a life in a fictional world rather than building one in real life, because I'd have hundreds, thousands of hours of game time and nothing in real life to show for it. And I bet that pisses you off too. Like if you were to just spend a majority of a week just on a video game, and then you look around your real life and chores need to be done, financial issues need to be taken care of. Like there are problems in real life that need your attention, and usually video games get in the way of that. So I got tired of building a life in the fictional world. If you're wondering what I'm making a donut. I got tired of building in the fictional world, and so I had to start building in the real life. And so I'd have to start making a list of things in real life that needed to be done. I started treating them like they were achievements. Like, you know, you play a video game and then you do like a special task and then you get the little ding, you got your little achievement. You have the collection of them in a certain page so you can see all of your achievements over time. I wanted that, but for real life, and I didn't want trophies or whatever, but I wanted something that I could look back on and realize that yes, I am doing something. Like I am doing things productive, I am actually fixing myself, because at the time I had really bad mental issues, so I had to fix those too. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you also have a tendency to be a little addict when it comes to things that are extremely distracting. And so first you need to figure out what is distracting to you and why. The why here is important, because if you're running away from something, it doesn't matter if you take the video games away and you stop playing them, you're still going to go and find another distraction that's going to keep you from actually fixing yourself. A lot of people watch media, they play video games, they smoke, they drink, they are addicted to baby making ritual. They're addicted to these things because they're running away from something in real life. So when you take those things away, when you take their distractions away, their escapism away, they have a hard time coping because they don't have the tools, they don't know the steps to take to actually start fixing themselves. And it's a big mental barrier that nobody else is going to be able to motivate you to do the things that you need to do except you. And figuring out your why, on why you do these things, why you escape, why you run away from real life responsibilities, is a very important step, because it gives you an entity to start fighting. The easiest way to figure out what you need to start fighting towards and what you need to start improving is your brain is going to tell you. Like, I know that most people have been depressed in their lives, and the reason why is because they are not listening to what their brain is telling them, and they are instead focusing on escapism. Over time, your brain is going to remind you what's wrong and problems that need to be fixed, and if those problems are ignored for long enough, you're going to get depression. Because you haven't done anything to fix those problems yet, so your brain's going to make you feel like you're a worthless piece of garbage for not fixing them. Like, if you have trouble socializing at school, instead of learning how, your brain is going to tell you that you're bad at socializing, and you're going to feel it in your heart, like you are bad at socializing. And instead of going out and practicing more, figuring out how to socialize from people who actually already do it and are good at it, and you feel they're good at it, instead of learning from them and actually practicing in real life, you're just gonna sit in your room alone. Yeah, maybe you'll talk to people online, but you're not having these deep conversations. You're having, can I get a heal? Can I get a heal, please? That's not the same thing. For your whole life, do you want your only achievement to be like a number on a screen? Is that all you want? You don't want to build anything in real life whatsoever? I got so tired of playing Minecraft. I used to play Minecraft as a farming simulator. I would just try and fill as much as the world up with just a farm. I'd grow a bunch of plants. And I got tired of doing that because I wasn't actually growing anything. I was just playing a game. And so I started growing things in real life. I made a garden in real life. And I love that garden. I put so much time and effort into that garden. The same amount of time that I would have put into a video game, I put into that garden. And it's beautiful. It fed my family. It was something actually real. Or people that play the like people that play the games where you're a strong guy and you got all these muscles. Like, why aren't you working out in real life? Like, you could have those muscles. Like, I know why you're playing as that guy. It's because you want to fantasize as having those muscles. Like, go. It'll take you 5 years to get a good enough physique. A year to get a fine physique, but 5 years to get, like, it's good enough now. Like, you got enough muscle, you can stop. Like, these are things that you could have in real life. Yeah, you may not be able to fight a dragon, but you could get really good at jujitsu. Or, like, why figure out why you want to play these fantasy games. I play a lot of Dying Light. I love that game. That's one of my favorite games. And I like that game. For one, I get to be this really strong guy. But you just said to go work out. Yeah, I do work out. I just don't work out to the point where I'm gonna look like a bodybuilder. I like that, and then I also like the fact that you just run and you climb on buildings all day. So that's another thing that I started doing in real life is just I don't disrupt people's property and I don't run onto their roofs and stuff, but I do go to the park every once in a while and I'll play and I'll release my inner child and play on the swing set and the monkey bars and go out and climb trees. Like, that's why I play that game, so that I can do it in a fictional world. But I also enjoy doing that in real life. Would I want the zombie apocalypse to be real? No. No. Oh my gosh, I would be one of the first people out. But one of the weird things that I do with that game now is, now that I've started actually creating in real life, I've started achieving things that I find valuable or working towards things that I find valuable. Sometimes when I turn on the game, like, I'll let it load. It'll load the characters, it'll load the world, and I immediately turn it off. It's this weird thing. I don't know. I get the feeling, the world loads, and then I get the feeling, like, not now. Not yet. This is weird, and my brain's broken. Like, for somebody that plays video games all the time, they're like, why would you just turn on the game so that you don't play it? You let the world load in, and then you just immediately turn it off. This person's cuckoo. But I do that because I need the motivation for myself to go get these things done. I'm gonna try and put into words what goes through my heart in that moment, because when I say heart, I mean feeling. Like, it's not expressed to my body in words, it's expressed in a feeling. And so I have to, like, try and translate it into words so that it kind of makes sense. First off, when I'm sitting there with the controller and I'm all excited and I'm getting ready to play this game that I love, I am filled with absolute excitement. I'm ready. I want to play. But there's a little creeping sense of, this thing isn't done yet. And it's not a huge goal. It's more of like, hey, the trash is full and it hasn't been taken out yet. It could be as something as small as that, or it could be something as large as, here, a recent one, my pet keeps getting behind the couch, so we had to build a barrier so that it wouldn't get behind there. So while I'm trying to turn on this game, I get this sense of like, no, not yet. You have a problem to fix. There's this problem that needs to be solved. And so I went and I built the barrier for the couch. So I keep saying that while I'm playing, I had the new Dying Light, The Beast, just came out like 2 weeks ago, and I have a total of 3 hours of playtime. That's it. It's all my video game time. That doesn't count, like, YouTube's still a distraction for me, but TV less so. I find TV annoying. I don't know about you guys, but YouTube hasn't gotten to that point where it's annoying yet, because I've been able to block content that's annoying, and then I can watch the stuff that I find interesting. So it's not fully at that point where I'm just annoyed enough to just not watch it. So to help with that, I got rid of YouTube Premium, and now I just watch the ads. Because I'm hoping that it'll piss me off enough, or I'll just turn it off and go do something else. Go watch a video, and like, I swear, like every 2 to 5 minutes another ad. Like, I can't put my phone down. It's so annoying. It's distracting, and I hate it. I've had it a few times where I'm trying to watch like a long form video, and then like every 2 to 5 minutes there's another ad, and I'm just like, I'm done. Turn that off. I am done. This is annoying. I've had enough. But that sense, that feeling that I'm getting as the game first loads and then I just immediately turn off, I've heard people that do the same thing but with a coin flip. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but if you've got 2 decisions that you want to do and you can't decide, you do a coin flip, and then you don't even look at the coin. You go do the thing that you wanted to go do. Because while that coin is flipping in the air, you have a thought of, I would rather go do this task than the other task. And it doesn't matter what the coin lands on, you already made your decision. So that's kind of what I get as I'm waiting for the world to load, and then I just immediately turn the game off. I turn the game off, the console, the everything, the TV, the absolute everything. The biggest step, I know I've already said it, but it's just, you gotta be annoyed enough to want to change. Like, it's not gonna be like, you're not going to change if you still find enjoyment in it. I had to find playing video games annoying before I wanted to stop playing them as much. But you still play, yeah, because I play like, I told you, I played like 3 hours in like 2 weeks. Some of you are like, I'm already done with that game. Like, I would have finished that game in like an hour. Like, I would have finished that game in like 2 days. I want you to know that someday you're going to be 80. And you're gonna look back, and you're only gonna have fragmented pieces of memories. And you're going to have the end result of what all those little things that you don't remember have added up to. Like, you could be 80 and in good health, or you could be 80 and be in horrible health, and it could depend on what you have done in those earlier years of life. Habits build on each other. If you're going to learn how to keep your body healthy while you're young, you're gonna keep that skill until you're old. If you're gonna learn how to distract yourself while you're young, you're probably gonna keep that skill until you're old. It's weird to call it a skill, but it kind of is. Something that you have mastered by spending lots of time doing. No! I did too many rows. I gotta go back. Gotta go backwards. I don't like going backwards. That's not the fun part. I don't like going back and fixing my mistakes. That's not fun. I just want to keep going. After you have figured out what is a distraction to you, you need to figure out ways to combat and actually feed into benefiting yourself. As I have stated before, your brain already knows what is wrong, and it is reminding you every single day. You don't need to feel bad about that feeling coming to you. Just make sure that you're acting upon it in a small way. For me, I didn't know how to cook, so I had to learn slowly over time how to cook. And it was hard. It was difficult at first. I just did not want to try. I didn't want to put any effort into it. It was extremely difficult. So we just gotta push through it in the first few times. An example of doing things to benefit yourself in small ways, when I was trying to learn how to cook so that I could fix my diet, because my body has a hard time with processed foods, it absolutely destroys all of my hunger cues. So when I recognized that and I figured it out, I started cooking at least every day. Something small. It could have just been like an egg on the stove so I could practice cooking an egg, or it could have been a recipe that I found online. But it felt good. Doing those things, getting closer, fixing those problems that I knew that I had, it felt good. How does learning how to cook relate to video games? Well, that was something that I knew that I had an issue with. It was something that I was using video games as a distraction to keep myself from learning what was wrong. And that's why learning why you're running away from problems and why you're using distractions as escapism is super important. And once you realize that you're using distractions in that way, they become very annoying fast. Like after you've seen a small amount of progress because you put in the effort to actually doing it, escapism is annoying. You'll find a peace and joy in the process of bettering yourself. Because before that, you were just cowering away from what you could have been, what you could be. Do you want to continue to run away from that? Like when your body, when your brain is screaming at you for something more, you'll know when it's screaming at you. You want to know why? Because you'll be so depressed, you won't want to do anything. It'll scream at you. It'll take all of the energy away from your body so that you and it are the only two communicating right now. You and your depression are the only two people in the room. You're the only two people having this conversation. It'll take all joy from anything that you have done previously, and it'll shut that joy off because it needs to speak with you, because it needs your attention. And don't think that there's anything wrong with you because your brain has decided to make a two-way conversation with you through your depression. It needs to speak with you. It needs you to listen. It had to take all those distractions away from you in the form of depression so that you will actually finally listen to it. You've always known what you wanted to improve on. You have always known, but you have never fully listened. You know that you have more potential than what you are currently doing now. Alright, Toto, I've figured it out. I figured out what I need to fix. I figured out what I could improve on. But I still want to play video games. I still want to partake in these distractions. What do I do? I would recommend that you cut it out as much as you can. And don't feel bad when you fall off the horse. You know, it's called falling off the horse, where you're trying to ride the horse, but then you fall off. The horse meaning like self-improvement. But then when you fall off and you partake in these things that you know are distractions. Hello, train. I want you to eliminate as much as possible. Why? Because your brain is going to crave it again. But wasn't my brain craving for me to get better? Yes, but it's also an addict, and it's craving for you to go back to the addiction. It's this weird cycle. It wants to make you better, but it also wants to make you happy. That's an easy way of explaining it to you. It wants to make you better. That's why it tells you, hey, you need to fix this. But it also wants to make you happy. So it's like, hey, we don't have to. We don't have to follow to the schedule like fully. We could just like play a little bit extra today. It's trying to make you happy. But then while it makes you happy, it's just like it realizes what it's doing and it's like, oh yeah. And then it makes you feel like shit. Because it was like it convinced you that it was okay. It's okay to play right now. It's all right. And then you're playing and then you get hit with this wave of just I feel like absolute trash. Why am I not committing to my goals? It's it's this weird little baby inside of your brain. Because it's trying to make you better, but it's also trying to make you happy. It's really cute when you think about it, but sometimes you gotta listen and like sometimes you gotta listen to it, and other times you just gotta nurture it and be like, no, man, we're not doing that right now. We're not gonna play video games for 3 hours today. No, we're not doing that. I want to get better. I want to get better. I want to be better. It's absolutely bonkers, like the back and forth your brain will do. It'll motivate you and then it'll convince you of doing something absolutely destructive to yourself. Like, I'll tell you the secret: you have to self improve enough where your brain breaks and you no longer want to indulge in these things. You no longer want to play video games, you no longer want to watch as much media. And in order to get to that point, you have to first figure out why you use these things as distractions, as escapism. And until you figure out that why, you can you have nothing to focus on to improve. And then once you start improving, the things that you used to like video games and media, they start to piss you off. Like that little urge, like, we should play for 8 hours today. How about we don't? Because I used to live that life and that life wasn't fun. You thought it was fun. You thought it was fun until you had to go participate with the rest of society, and you're like, man, I feel really insecure right now. And until you fix those things, you stop feeling insecure. Like, once you start improving and you start working on these things, your brain just feels positive. It gives you positive feelings, and you stop feeling as insecure. Like, people think that if somebody works out a lot and they've got huge muscles, then they're probably insecure. It's like, well, maybe, but they put in the work to not be that way. They have no reason to. The only reason why they would be insecure is because they're looking for external validation instead of their own, instead of internal. Instead of saying, yeah, I did improve a whole lot, they're looking for somebody to feed that to them. Like, yeah, you did such a great job. Nobody's gonna give that to you except you. It doesn't matter how good, how great, how much you achieve. If you're looking for other people to satisfy you and feed your ego and tell you did a good job, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Because there's still going to be people that are going to crap on you. So are you doing it for external validation or are you doing it for internal? I know you watched this video hoping for a lot of answers, but a majority of the answers are in you already. You just need to listen to that. Like, I don't know your why. You know your why. I don't know why you distract yourself from the real life by using escapism. Only you know that. I don't know that. That's your thing. It's your thing. But I want you guys to remember, the more people who are free, the better the world will be. Okay? Have a nice day.